Greetings of peace, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. The contemporary ecological crisis is often described in fragmented terms: climate change, biodiversity loss, desertification, chronic disease, soil depletion, and ecological pollution. Yet the fragmentation may itself be part of the problem. Approximately 40% of the world's soils are already degraded, undermining agricultural productivity and climate resilience simultaneously. Industrial agriculture remains the leading driver of global deforestation, while forests equivalent to 300 football fields continue disappearing every hour. This recognition lies implicitly at the heart of the three Rio Conventions, each in its own language, points toward the degradation of the Earth's living systems and the ecological consequences of industrial agriculture. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, is now the most widely applied herbicide in agricultural history. In 2013, published research suggests that glyphosate has broader implications for chronic disease mechanisms far beyond its intended herbicidal targets. In 2015, researchers found that glyphosate biodegradation and potential soil remediation is possible by Bacillus cetylis strain PS15 isolated from the rhizosphere of a pepper plant. More significantly, PS15 contributed to restoring microbial diversity and biological functionality within damaged soil systems. On the other hand, hundreds of pharmaceutical compounds have been identified across aquatic ecosystems globally, including antibiotics, antidepressants, analgesics, and synthetic compounds. Consequently, green pharmacy, bioremediation technologies using bacteria, fungi, algae, and plants are now being studied as scalable methods for degrading pesticides, pharmaceutical residues, petroleum compounds, solvents, and heavy metals. While human beings themselves cannot efficiently metabolize glyphosate, Bacillus cetylis can do in our gut microbiome. This means that we survive through symbiosis. Modern pharmacology itself remained profoundly dependent upon biodiversity. Approximately 65% of the pharmaceutical drugs approved since 1981 were derived from or inspired by natural products. The older materia medica tradition recognized that drugs developed since the 1940s originated from compounds found in plants, fungi, or natural ecosystems. Though they do not share a common linguistic origin, the words soul and soil remain conceptually linked because they both refer to the generative ground of life. Soil is a living matrix from which all living beings ultimately return. This ecological understanding is also reflected within the Holy Quran. From the earth we created you, and into it we shall return you, and from it we shall bring you forth once again. The significance of traditional cosmologies and mythical systems lie not in toxicological sciences but in ontological understanding. Such traditions represented sophisticated ecological inheritances and the restorative intelligence of the microbial systems. Leonardo da Vinci expressed this relationship through the Vitruvian Man, linking the human form, the microcosm, to the structure of the universe, the macrocosm. The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio appear repeatedly across biological and cosmic structures, suggesting recurring organizational principles across scales of existence. The kingdoms of life are therefore no longer understood as sealed systems competing in isolation, but as interconnected networks of exchange, communication, and co-regulation. These implications for sustainable development are substantial. Place-based conservation models succeed by integrating local communities who have long-standing relationships with land. Land restoration is therefore simultaneously climate policy, biodiversity policy, public health policy, agricultural policy, and civilizational resilience policy. Healing soil and healing the human condition ultimately require the same task: the restoration of the right relationship within the living order of creation.